Hey everyone, it's Kat. Thank you for watching my video last week on my expedition journal setup in my Passport Traveler's Notebook. I had a lot of fun researching for that video and creating my journal. So it's now been about a week and I've been actually traveling during this week. So it's the perfect time to give an update on how my expedition journal has been going. So I started my first entry on the 18th of November. This is really a more experimental entry. I had a go at putting sites visited and activity on the brown post-it tab, and I put planned activities on the left-hand page where I made some quick notes on my plan for the day. So where I needed to go down here and what I needed to get done here. And I experimented also with page margins, but I was not too sure what to use it for. And I had reflections here at the bottom, which I was hoping to use, but actually didn't end up using that day. There's this reoccurring theme where I will plan endlessly, but I'll fail to capture things in retrospect. To either reflect on things or to document things from memory, I'm really bad at that. By definition, an expedition journal should be more of a place to document things, not a planner. So I already have a planner. This is my Knox rings planner, and I have my weekly setup here as well as my monthly setup. So what this expedition journal needs to fulfill, or the needs that this should fulfill, should be documenting what I've done in a day. So my next entry fares a little bit better. On this day, I took a flight to sunny Gold Coast, also I thought. It actually ended up raining every single day I was there, but it was still a great getaway from home. So on the post-it note, I still have locations I visited. So the airport terminal, the hotel I visited, Persian restaurant that I went for dinner. I put down activities, but I only ended up noting one activity, which was a conversation I had with my very interesting Swedish-Iranian Uber driver. And at the bottom here, I wrote down the conditions of the day, so rain and wind. On the left, I tried to note down some of the thoughts I was having, and here you can see I was planning out a structure for my next few entries. And at the bottom of the post-it, I have questions that came up during the day. So what is the difference between Turkic and Persian people in history? And apologies for my ignorance on this topic. I did a quick Google search and found that entirely different histories. Turkish people are apparently nomadic, whereas Persians have that long history of Middle Eastern empires, the Achaemenid Empire and the Sassanid Empire, for example, according to Google. So for this third entry is where I really start to hit my stride. I found a way to use these margins. On the left-hand side, I have left this entire section open for notes, and it's supposed to be a more general section for anything that crosses my mind, except for planning. And what I found I could use in the margins was actually to put down the time of day where I've had that particular thought. So for this one in particular, at 11 o'clock, I remember sitting down at a cafe, and the table next to us had this group of old ladies who seemed to be really close friends, and they were playing some sort of numbers game. I couldn't figure out what exactly it was, but that really made me feel almost nostalgic for something that hasn't happened yet. Like, I basically can't wait to get old and be with my friends and retired and just spend all my days playing card games and gossiping in the back of like a cheap hotel. So over here on the post-it note, I've narrowed it down to just conditions and locations, and left out activities because that would have just been too long. And underneath the post-it note, I just have a really quick review of the cafe I went to and noted down what I wanted to try. So for my fourth entry, you can start to see some consistencies with how I start to use my expedition notebook. So the post-it, as usual, has conditions and locations visited. Left page is open to generalized notes. So I've written some thoughts that I've had about aging, a quick plan, which I can't seem to get over, but I'll try my best not to plan in this notebook in the future, a quick plan of the next few days, and a small sketch of the mountains that we could see from our hotel room. And at the bottom of the post-it note, this area I've left for general observations about the Gold Coast. It was full of beaches, moors, and palm trees. Yeah. And so this is today's entry, which I've yet to fill out, but I'm pretty happy with this final layout that I've landed on. And I think given this past week of trial and error, I'm hoping that this will be the structure that I'll keep going ahead. So I've put daily summary on the post-it. So day of the week, conditions and locations visited. Underneath that will be a space for questions/observations. And then the left will be this open note section with the margin so that I can note down the time of day that I've made that particular observation or thought. And so the rest of the days are not yet structured, but I'll do it as each day goes on, just in case I want to make any more changes to this ultimate layout. So now I want to quickly talk about the writing utensils and the overall on-the-go carry setup for this expedition journal. So what I'm using right now to hold my pens is this Hobonichi dual pen strap. So I can give a mini review of this after a week of use on the go. So I've taken this layout with me to the airport, on planes, on buses, and to cafes. The pros are that it holds 2 pens. The cons are that it's quite cumbersome to take off the notebook. And once it's off, since it's not attached to the notebook like the original elastic closure, I feel like it's quite easy to lose track of. For example, I've taken it off. I've taken the pen that I usually use to make an entry, start filling out my journal entry, and then I'm of a habit to sort of close my notebook, cork my pen somewhere, and then go. So the verdict is still out on whether I will continue to use this. I'm thinking of buying this dual pen clip on Etsy instead, because it just seems like a better way to have everything still attached to the notebook without anything sort of coming off and forgotten on a table of a cafe or anything like that. And the reason why I feel like I need 2 pens even on the go, okay, I'll just talk about my writing utensils very quickly. So the first pen that I like to bring with me is this Jetstream 4-in-1 ballpoint pen. The main use of this pen is its color functionalities. So it has red, green, blue, black ink, and also a Pazer, which is graphite pencil. This is really just so useful for highlighting things, marking things out, emphasizing or differentiating ideas or drawings or sections of a page, much better than carrying a highlighter or different types of pens around. But the thing about this pen is that I actually don't enjoy using this to actually write, which I know sounds really pedantic, but I like the feeling of inkier pens. I don't like the feeling of ballpoint, that sort of scratchiness that you get when you're writing out sentences. That's why I always keep a different pen with me, either a gel pen like this one, which is a metal pen from Muji with a brown gel refill ink, or my J. Urban rollerball pen, which I previously had attached to my notebook. So 2 pens at the very least is my preference. So that's my quick update on my expedition journal. I feel like I've landed on a good structure, and I'm hoping to continue to use my Birds edition of the field notes for this particular purpose. So now I have a bit of an exciting stationery haul to show you guys. I purchased these from Amazon using a $50 Amazon gift card from my previous workplace, which I received for free as part of my going away gift. And you can bet I spent a good few hours on Amazon looking through their sort of measly selection of stationery offerings to find the best deals. And so in the end, I got this Clyde tote bag so that I can hold my stationery things in one place rather than having it sort of scattered around my desk like it is right now. So I'm thinking that I'll mainly keep this at home and its purpose will be mainly organizational, but I can see myself taking this with me to different places if I was going on a longer trip somewhere or to a cafe where I'm going to do a lot of journaling. So I chose the olive green version of this, but I do believe that there's like a cream and a navy version as well. So yeah, I feel like the size is quite nice, and it was a lot more affordable compared to the Delphonics pouch, which I also considered. This ended up being around 40 Australian dollars. Okay, so I've just moved my camera up so you could see this a bit better. But inside the tote bag, there seems to be a interesting diagonal compartment running across here, and it doesn't go all the way. So it's a division, but it's not like a pocket. There's only one pocket here, which is this really slim one on the side. So yeah, not as many pockets or compartments as I was hoping there'd be, but yeah, we'll see. After this video, I'll start to put my stationery items inside and see how it fills up. So that cost $40, 40 Australian dollars. So with the remaining $10, I bought this Kita compact washi tape. So Kita is a Japanese stationery brand, and I have washi tape from them that I bought previously in Japan, and I've always really loved their stuff. So I decided to get this one with the remaining $10 on the gift card. I feel like that's really cute. It's got, you know, these cute birds, pudding, some beautiful mountains, a lady reaching for the stars. But yeah, really happy with this one. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to share was that I also bought Traveller's Factory stamp set or sticker set. So these stickers are really cute and quite a decent size, I would say. I initially planned to buy these to decorate my Kindle, but I've recently ordered a Kindle cover, so still uncertain how I'll be using these. This Sakura one are so gorgeous. I also really like this ramen one. It's got such a sort of retro vibe to it, and these are like the paper chopsticks. So cute. This is a Japanese snack. I think it's called taiyaki. And this gilded effect is just so beautiful. We have a sumo wrestler, a lucky cat, some sushi, some sort of ice cream soda, which I'm not too fond of. So apart from my sticker collection, I also bought back a few things from my holiday itself so that I could put them into my memory keeping journal. So I have a few bits and pieces of ephemera, some flyers from an art exhibition that I went to, receipts, flight information, a pamphlet from the place that I stayed at, and also this beautiful little shell. I feel like this would be perfect to actually stick into my memory keeping journal. So yeah, stay tuned. I plan to make an entry out of this, and hopefully I'll show you guys in the next video. But that was all for today, guys. This was just a really quick update video coming back from holiday, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching anyway. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.